Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of CUDA Education. Today, we are continuing our path of learning agentic coding inside of Xcode. Now, just as a friendly reminder, if you want to run agentic coding on your machine, you need to make sure you upgrade it to the latest Mac operating system. You also need to make sure that you have Apple Intelligence enabled on your machine, and you need to have a free Apple developer account. As of this video, the reason you need that is because you have to you sign up for it. It's free. You have to log into the Apple developer portal so that you could download Xcode 26.3. Right now on the App Store, it's 26.2, Xcode 26.2. If you want to be able to run agentic coding, you need Xcode 26.3, but you could only do it inside of the Apple developer portal. You go to the Xcode betas download section, and then inside of the downloads there is Xcode 26.3 release candidate. From what I understand, the Xcode 26.3 will be released to the general App Store sometime later on this month. That's the latest word that I've heard, that later this month it will be released to the App Store. But right now you have to go into the Apple developer portal and download the beta version of Xcode 26.3 so that you could run it. Once you're inside of it and you open up Xcode 26.3, you just basically click this thing and then it will open up, the different models that is default inside of Xcode. The two is ChatGPT, which is OpenAI's model, and then there's also Claude, which is Anthropic's model. Now, ChatGPT, along with it has like a subsystem or a sub thing called Codex, which is what I have here, which is what I'm running and I'm going to use for our examples going forward. I know for the Codex integration, I believe you need to have an account with OpenAI. So you need to have an account with OpenAI, and then once you have that account, that paid account, you could run the Codex stuff. I believe even if you don't have an account with OpenAI, you could run like ChatGPT, the window and the prompt inside of Xcode. I'm not sure about sort of the tight integration where like with Codex here, I could it could update files, it could change files, it could add new files, all of that stuff. I'm not sure with just the free version of ChatGPT, it'll be able to do that. You'll be able to just have your prompt here and you could run stuff and do stuff. I mean, you could sort of, ask questions and highlight stuff, but I'm not sure you're going to have the full feature set that Codex has. So right now, Codex can modify files. It could add files to your project, all of that good stuff. But also with this feature, you could add other models. So for example, if you have Google Gemini, you could with an API key, you could integrate Gemini into as your coding agent, and also other models. You could also run models locally on your Mac and integrate it into your project and things of that nature. So yeah, so what I want to do is I just want to let me rerun this project, and basically we have a thing where we have a triangle spinning, right? So this is running on the Metal 4 renderer, and we have a triangle spinning, right? So what we want to do is basically say, okay, tell me where, or show me where the rotation speed of the triangle is declared, right? So I've opened up my Hello Triangle application, and basically it's gonna tell me where the location speed is done, right? So it's doing its thing. It's implicit. So in the metaphor renderer, 165 to 168. Driven by frame number rather than a standalone speed variable. Okay. Speed up the rotation of the triangle. Sped up the rotation by scaling the per frame rotation before writing vertex data. Updated Hello Triangle encoder to multiply frame number by the rotation speed degrees per frame. If you want a faster, slower, whatever. So let us see if yeah, so it's okay. Now what I want to do is I want to see if so I have the triangle, speed up the rotation even faster. So I want to see if it's gonna do it on the fly. Like if I still have the application running, will it? Okay, so basically I have to stop this application and rerun it, and we see that it okay. So I have to rerun it every time, right? So let us do let us actually go to the metaphor renderer. So let's see. Okay, so we see we have it here. We have it at 12, right? So we know we have our rotation at 12, so it's very fast, right? So what I want to do now is I want to go to my history, and I have it speed degrees per frame 12. I want to crawl back to a previous state. So I had 4 before, and if I rerun, I go back to the previous, or I thought I did. So I'm at 12. Okay, right. So I have to, so basically we see we had 4 before, 75, and then we had 4 before, and then I guess at the beginning it was 1 because it didn't change. I believe 1 was the default, right? So let's say I want to go back to a previous state of 4, right? I'm not actually touching the code. I just do restore all changes, right? So now if I rerun my application, I am back to a faster clip, but not the original, right? And then if I go all the way back, right, and I do restore all changes, I'm gonna go all the way back to the original speed of the application. Okay, so there you have it, guys. You are able to now get back to where we were before. If we clear recents, we do a new conversation, clear recents. So we're back to the beginning. And then of course, there are other considerations that we could there are other things to mention. So there are tools that the agent can use. I haven't fully investigated this yet, but there are tools that the agents can use to build a project, to add entitlements, to go through the entire project structure, grab screenshots from a preview to verify work visually. So that's a very important one. Grab screenshot from preview to verify work visually. What that means is, when your application actually runs, there are certain things that visually happen that you would need to, that really the code alone can't tell you, right? So normally what would happen is that, you would have to screenshot this picture and then submit the picture to ChatGPT to say, hey, ChatGPT, I have this picture here of visually what's happening with the application. And as you can see, XYZ is not the way I expected it. Can you change it so that it's whatever? But apparently there is a way for you to grab screenshot from preview to verify work visually. So it will automatically see your application running, the visual output, and then it could make better decisions on what to do or what's happening. Also, another thing is that it can search Apple Docs. It can search Apple Docs code snippets, code samples, past dev sessions. The agent has a tool to call, a tool so it could search for documentation online. So let's say an API was updated to the latest version and it has a new extension or something. Inside of your agentic coding, tool, you could say, hey, I'm working with a brand new feature, with the latest API update. Can you go look at the documentation for this new feature or for the new API and guide me through a particular process? There is also a thing called the Model Context Protocol, okay? The Model Context Protocol. And what that does is it is sort of a framework for you to connect Xcode to other AI-related tools, right? So as long as these tools are Model Context Protocol, MCP compliant, you will be able to integrate that tool into your Xcode situation, and that tool can help you to do whatever the tool says it can do, right? It can interface with your project inside of Xcode and get the ball rolling. All right, so again, guys, if you want to be able to run this stuff, you need to get a free Apple developer account, sign up for it. You need to make sure you're on the latest macOS operating system. You need to make sure that you have Apple Intelligence enabled on your system. You need to go into the Apple Developer Portal. Go into the Apple Developer Portal. Go to the Xcode download. You want to go to the betas and you want to go to Xcode 26.3 release candidate. You want to download that, and then once you download it and open it up, you could click this thing and then it will give you the interface for you to connect with an AI model provider. Again, OpenAI and Claude, ChatGPT and Claude are defaulted in here, but you could also connect to other models like via an API key and stuff. I know Gemini is one that you could probably connect to. And you could also run models locally on your Mac. It's something that I would probably investigate in the future. But if you have an AI model on your machine and you just want to run stuff locally on your machine, you could do that. You also saw we have the history function where you could crawl back to previous states, kind of like in version control or in GitHub. You could crawl back to previous states. There are tools that I'll be investigating at some point that you could add into this stuff or add into Xcode 26.3, where you could basically build a project and to add entitlements, go through the entire project structure, grab screenshots to verify work visually, and also tell it to go search for documentation, code snippets, samples, etc., etc. This is the model context protocol is sort of a new thing, NCP, that helps to integrate with all of this stuff. So there you have it, guys. Xcode 26.3, it will be available on the App Store, they say, by the end of February 2026. That's what they say. Not sure, what it is, but because it's not there now, it's not on the App Store, you have to go through the Apple developer portal. So get an Apple developer account, sign up for it, it's free. Go into the portal, and then you could download Xcode. There's also a really good example from Apple that walks through some of the things that you could do with a coding agent inside of Xcode. So I will link that in the description below. Please like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Take full advantage of 2026. Learn something, learn metal, learn all these things that are changing so you could keep up with what's going on in the world. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.